It was a cold and snowy day in the outside world, but Rose and Petal were inside working in the garden. Rose pruned the rose hedge, and Petal poured fresh water into the bird bath. The sisters had two pet cats. The gray cat was Smokey, and the brown and white one was named JJ. They were brothers and were born in a litter of feral cats. The rancher had brought them home to live in the barn to catch mice, but Petal had rescued them one year during a heavy snowstorm and brought them to the rose garden to live. The kitties had happy days of chasing butterflies and taking naps wherever it was most comfortable. All of a sudden, there was a commotion near the pallet fence. The fairies turned around, and much to their surprise, a large frog was standing there. Before they could speak, the frog said, "Excuse me, ladies, I have come to bring you a message." Rose and Petal looked at each other and wondered what it could be. The frog continued, "My friend the gnome had sent me to see you and ask if you could help him. He has a very large plant in his yard that is getting out of control. It once looked very nice, but now it is growing everywhere, and he is afraid it's going to overtake his house and land. We've heard that Rose is very knowledgeable about plants and has a green thumb. He's hoping Rose can help him with this plant. Please, will you come and take a look at the plant?" Rose looked thoughtfully at the frog and asked, "Is it far away? How will I get there?" "Well, it's about a half a day walk, but you can ride on my back and we'll get there faster. You can take a look at the out-of-control plant and then I can bring you back the same day." Petal said to Rose, "Go ahead, Rose. I can stay here and take care of the pets in the garden. I'm sure Mr. Gnome can use your help." So Rose agreed to help, and onto the frog's back she went. "Hold on," said the frog. Rose and the frog soon arrived at their destination. Rose looked up and could not believe her eyes. In front of her was a giant plant, sprawling everywhere and even beginning to cover the general store, which the gnome owned. The gnome was standing by the huge plant, while three little gnomes were sitting on the porch of the store. "Hello," said Rose. "I'm Rose the garden fairy. I've come to help you with your out-of-control plant." "Oh, I'm so glad you're here," exclaimed the gnome. "I am afraid the plant is going to cover my store and land. What should I do?" Rose turned and noticed the three little gnomes sitting on the porch and smiled at them. "Oh, these are my sons and daughter," said the gnome. Rose replied, "So nice to meet you." Then she turned to the gnome. "The plant you have here is called Moses in the Cradle. I can see that it has become quite leggy, and that is probably because it has not had enough sunlight. We've had a very cloudy, cold winter, which causes the plant to spread out to reach for more light. I think we can fix it with a little pruning and some fertilizer, but the best time for pruning is in the spring, which is just about 6 weeks away. Hopefully the sun will be coming out more, and when it's warm enough you can carefully prune it. This plant is a beautiful plant when it has enough light and the right amount of water. I'm sure it will be just fine. I'll come back in the spring to check on it." "Well, thank you so much," said the gnome. "You have been very helpful." "You are very welcome," replied Rose. "Well, I must be on my way back home. It is a long ride, and I have to get back to my garden." So Rose climbed on the frog's back, and off they went.